Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Prayers with Bobby. Just give me 1 second here while I get the camera set up. I appreciate your patience for just one moment here while I do this. Okay, cool. There we are. Let's see, where were we today? So today I actually I'm going to try about a different angle with the Bible. So where were we? We were on part 7, Elihu's speeches. Excuse me. I'll go ahead and put this under here. Hopefully that's legible. Oh, and I forgot to turn this on. Okay. We are just about all ready to go now. And yeah, so that's my idea here, is that we can do some intercessory prayer at the end of this. I think that would be a great exercise to do the reading, and then at the end of it, we do a little prayer together, right? So let me just secure this tiny bit. Put a tiny piece of tape here so that this doesn't slide around. And that way anyone who comes in will see that and know what we're doing. Hello everyone, hello Samuel, hello Sharky Colin. I was just about to get into the reading here. We're just about to move into part 7 of the book of Job. It's going to be a bunch of speeches from Elihu. So I was just going to go ahead and read through that for a little while, probably about 20 minutes today. And then if anyone wants to leave intercessory prayers in the chat, at the end I'll go through everyone's prayers and offer them all up. Okay, so that's the plan. And with that, we'll go ahead and move into part 7 of the book of Job here. Elihu's speeches, chapter 32. And thank you, Sharky Colin. May God be with you as well. Chapter 32. Then the 3 men ceased to answer Job, because in his own eyes he was in the right. But the anger of Elihu, son of Barachel, the Buzite, of the clan of Ram, was kindled. He was angry with Job for considering himself, rather than God, to be in the right. He was angry also with the 3 friends, because they had not found a good answer and had not condemned Job. But since these men were older than he, Elihu bided his time before addressing Job. When, however, Elihu saw that there was no reply in the mouths of the 3 men, his wrath was inflamed. So Elihu, son of Barachel, the Buzite, answered and said, I am young, and you are very old. Therefore, I held back and was afraid to declare to you my knowledge. I thought, days should speak, and many years teach wisdom. But there is a spirit in human beings, the breath of the Almighty, that gives them understanding. It is not those of many days who are wise, nor the aged who understand the right. Therefore I say, listen to me. I also will declare my knowledge. Behold, I have waited for your words, have given ear to your arguments, as you searched out what to say. Yes, I followed you attentively, and look, none of you has convicted Job. No one could refute his statements, so do not say, we have met wisdom. God can vanquish him, but no mortal. For had he addressed his words to me, I would not then have answered him with your words. They are dismayed. They make no more reply. Words fail them. Must I wait? Now that they speak no more and have ceased to make reply, I too will speak my part. I also will declare my knowledge. For I am full of words. The spirit of within me compels me. My belly is like unopened wine, like wineskins ready to burst. Let me speak and obtain relief. Let me open my lips and reply. I would not be partial to anyone, nor give flattering titles to any, for I know nothing of flattery. If I did, my Maker would soon take me away. Chapter 33. Therefore, O Job, hear my discourse. Listen to all my words. Behold, now I open my mouth. My tongue and voice form words. I will state directly what is in my mind. My lips shall speak knowledge clearly. For the Spirit of God made me. The breath of the Almighty keeps me alive. If you are able, refute me. Draw up your arguments and take your stand. Look, I am like you before God. I too was pinched from clay. Therefore fear of me should not dismay you, nor should I weigh heavily upon you. But you have said in my hearing, as I listen to the sound of your words, I am clean without transgression. I am innocent. There is no guilt in me. Yet he invents pretexts against me and counts me as an enemy. He puts my feet in the stocks, watches all my paths. In this you are not just, let me tell you, for God is greater than mortals. Why then do you make complaint against him, that he gives no reply to their words? For God does speak once, even twice, though you do not see it. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falls upon mortals as they slumber in their beds, it is then he opens their ears, and with a warning terrifies them, by turning mortals from acting and keeping pride away from a man. He holds his soul from the pit, his life from passing to the grave, or he is chastened on a bed of pain, suffering continually in all his bones, so that to his appetite food is repulsive, his throat rejects the choicest nourishment, his flesh is wasted, it cannot be seen. Bones, once invisible, appear. His soul draws near to the pit, his life to the place of the dead. If then there be a divine messenger, a mediator, 1 out of 1,000, to show him what is right, he will take pity on him and say, deliver him from going down to the pit. I have found him a ransom. Then his flesh shall become soft as a boy's. He shall be again as in the days of his youth. He shall pray and God will favor him. He shall see God's face with rejoicing. For he restores a person's righteousness. He shall sing before all and say, I sinned and did wrong, yet I was not punished accordingly. He delivered me from passing to the pit, and my life sees light. See, all these things God does, 2, even 3 times for a man, bringing back his soul from the pit to the light and the light of the living. Be attentive, Job. Listen to me. Be silent, and I will speak. If you have anything to say, then answer me. Speak out. I should like to see you justified. If not, then you listen to me. Be silent, and I will teach you wisdom. Pause for a brief second here. Hilby, hello, also, God bless you. Okay. Okay. Excuse me. Excuse me. Well, okay. Moving on to chapter 34. Then Elihu answered and said, Hear my discourse, you that are wise. You that have knowledge, listen to me. For the ear tests words, as the palate tastes food. Let us choose what is right. Let us determine among ourselves what is good. For Job has said, I am innocent, but God has taken away what is my right. I declare the judgment on me to be a lie. My arrow wound is incurable, sinless though I am. What man is like Job? He drinks in blasphemies like water, keeps company with evildoers, and goes along with the wicked. When he says, There is no profit in pleasing God, therefore, you that have understanding, hear me. Far be it from God to do wickedness, far from the Almighty to do wrong. Rather, he requites mortals for their conduct and brings home to them their way of life. Surely God cannot act wickedly. The Almighty cannot pervert justice. Who gave him charge over the earth? Or who set all the world in its place? If he were to set his mind to it, gather to himself his spirit and breath, all flesh would perish together, and mortals return to dust. Now you, understand, hear this. Listen to the words I speak. Can an enemy of justice be in control? Will you condemn the supreme just one? Who says to a king, You are worthless, and to nobles, You are wicked? Who neither favors the person of princes, nor respects the rich more than the poor? For they are all the work of his hands. In a moment they die, even at midnight. People are shaken and pass away. The powerful are removed without lifting a hand. For his eyes are upon our ways, and all our steps he sees. There is no darkness so dense that evildoers can hide in it. For no one has God set a time to come before him in judgment. Without iniquity he shatters the mighty, and appoints others in their place. Thus he discerns their works. Overnight they are crushed. Where the wicked are, he strikes them, in a place where all can see, because they turned away from him and did not understand his ways at all, and made the cry of the poor reach him, so that he heard the cry of the afflicted. If he is silent, who then can condemn? If he hides his face, who then can behold him, whether nation or individual? Let an impious man not rule, nor those who ensnare their people. Should anyone say to God, I accept my punishment, I will offend no more. What I cannot see, teach me. If I have done wrong, I will do so no more. Would you then say that God must punish when you are disdainful? It is you who must choose, not I. Speak, therefore, what you know. Those who understand will say to me, all the wise who hear my views. Job speaks without knowledge. His words make no sense. Let Job be tested to the limit, since his answers are those of the impious. For he is adding rebellion to his sin by brushing off our arguments and addressing many words to God. Chapter 35. Then Elihu answered and said, Do you think it right to say, I am in the right, not God? When you ask what it profits you, What advantage do I have from not sinning? I have words for a reply to you, and your friends as well. Look up to the skies and see. Behold the heavens high above you. If you sin, what do you do to God? Even if your offenses are many, how do you affect him? If you are righteous, what do you give him? Or what does he receive from your hand? Your wickedness affects only someone like yourself, and your justice only a fellow human being. In great oppression, people cry out. They call for help because of the power of the great. No one says, "Where is God, my Maker, who gives songs in the night, teaches us more than the beasts of the earth, and makes us wiser than the birds of the heaven?" Though thus they cry out, he does not answer, because of the pride of the wicked. But it is idle to say God does not hear, or that the Almighty does not take notice. Even though you say you take no notice of it, the case is before him, with trembling weight upon him. But now that you have done otherwise, God's anger punishes, nor does he show much concern over a life. Yet Job to no purpose opens his mouth, multiplying words without knowledge. Chapter 36. Elihu continued and said, "Wait a little, and I will instruct you, for there are still words to be said for God. I will assemble arguments from afar, and for my Maker I will establish what is right. For indeed my words are not a lie. One perfect in knowledge is before you. Look, God is great, not disdainful. His strength of purpose is great. He does not preserve the life of the wicked. He establishes the right of the poor. He does not divert his eyes from the just, but he seats them upon their thrones, with kings exalted forever. If they are bound with fetters, held fast by bonds of affliction, he lets them know what they have done, and how arrogant are their sins. He opens their ears to correction, and tells them to turn back from evil. If they listen and serve him, they spend their days in prosperity, their years in happiness. But if they do not listen, they pass to the grave. They perish for lack of knowledge. The impious in heart lay up anger. They do not cry out for help when he binds them. They will die young, their life among the reprobate. But he saves the afflicted through their affliction, and opens their ears through oppression. He entices you from distress to a broad place without constraint. What rests on your table is rich food. Though you are full of the judgment of the wicked, judgment and justice will be maintained. Let not anger at abundance entice you, nor great bribery lead you astray. Will your wealth equip you against distress, or all your exertions of strength? Do not long for the night when peoples vanish in their place. Be careful, do not turn to evil, for this you have preferred to affliction. Look, God is exalted in his power. What teacher is there like him? Who prescribes for him his way? Who says, "You have done wrong"? Remember, you should extol his works, which people have praised in song. All humankind beholds it. Everyone views it from afar. See, God is great beyond our knowledge, the number of his years past searching out. He holds in check the water drops that filter and rain from his flood, till the clouds flow with them, and they rain down on all humankind. Can anyone understand the spreading clouds, the thundering from his tent? Look, he spreads his light over it. It covers the roots of the sea. For by these he judges the nations and gives food in abundance. In his hands he holds the lightning, and he commands it to strike the mark. His thunder announces him and incites the fury of the storm. Chapter 37. At this my heart trembles and leaps out of its place. Listen to his angry voice and the rumble that comes forth from his mouth. Everywhere under the heavens he sends it. with his light to the ends of the earth. Again his voice roars, his majestic voice thunders. He does not restrain them when his voice is heard. God thunders forth marvels with his voice. He does great things beyond our knowing. He says to the snow, fall to the earth, likewise to his heavy, drenching rain. He shuts up all humankind indoors so that all people may know his work. The wild beasts take to cover and remain quiet in their dens. Out of its chamber the tempest comes forth. From the north winds the cold. With his breath God brings the frost, and the broad waters congeal. The clouds too are laden with moisture. The storm cloud scatters its light. He it is who changes their rounds according to his plans. To do all that, he commands them across the inhabited world. Whether for punishment or mercy, he makes it happen. Listen to this, Job. Stand and consider the marvels of God. Do you know how God lays his command upon them and makes the light shine forth from his clouds? Do you know how the clouds are banked, the marvels of him who is perfect in knowledge? You who swelter in your clothes when calm lies over the land from the south, can you with him spread out the firmament of the skies, hard as a molten mirror? Teach us then what we shall say to him. We cannot for the darkness make our plea. Will he be told about it when I speak? Can anyone talk when he is being destroyed? Rather, it is as the light that cannot be seen, while it is obscured by the clouds, till the wind comes by and sweeps them away. From Zaphon, the golden splendor comes, surrounding God's awesome majesty. The Almighty, we cannot find him, preeminent in power and judgment, abundant in justice, who never oppresses. Therefore people fear him. None can see him, however wise their hearts. End of part 7, Elihu's speeches. If anyone has any intercessory prayers and would like to leave them in the chat, then please do so, and I'll go ahead and go through intercessory prayers today. We're going to end with part 7 there, and we'll pick back up tomorrow reading part 8, which is by far the best part of the book of Job. And this is where actually Job and God communicate directly between each other. Or I suppose it's really more that God talks to Job. But if anyone has any intercessory prayers and they'd like to put them in the chat, I'll go through them now. I don't see any. Sharky Collins said, may God be with you. That's a good prayer for everyone. Hi, LB also said, God bless you. So I'll just say a little prayer on my own. So, dear God, thank you for this beautiful day and the opportunity that I have to grow closer to you and to bring those around me closer to you. I'm grateful for my health today and for the opportunity to enjoy a day and have a day off. I'm very grateful for the opportunity to relax. So I thank you, God, for the opportunity, for the joy in my heart, for this beautiful day. And I ask you to give me my daily bread today and the grace that I need to be patient and kind. And I also, I'll close the Bible since I'm not reading from it anymore and we're doing our prayer. And so I ask for that grace, and I ask for that joy to continue. And I want to pray for the country at large, America, and for peace in our country, and for understanding. Um, I think those are important things to pray for in our country right now. So, with all that in our minds and in our hearts, we offer it up to you, God, who knows all things and takes care of all things. So, it's all in your hands now, God, and we thank you again for the beautiful day. And I hope that everyone has a blessed day and enjoyed engaging with Scripture. And hopefully, I will see everyone in the next stream. Bye bye.